flip, so I won't have to pause the live stream. So here I am, back at it again. I had so many connection problems, and then I just said I'm gonna start after 11 o'clock. So yeah, welcome to everyone here. Right now I am, and because right now I just want to have the best image possible. I'm just trying to center my object as best as I can. It's really important, and if you don't do it, you should do it, because it makes a lot of difference, you know. Okay, I think I can see it in the center, so I think we're okay. Yeah, totally centered. That's very nice. So let me go here on the project. I'm gonna take 106 the numbers too, because okay, yeah, now it's because I started guiding. The declination is always doing this stuff. Totally normal for me, at least for me. I don't know if this happens with any other mount, but with the EQ3 mount I have right now, this is what happens every time. It's kinda hard, you know, but you get used to it just because you love astrophotography. So if you saw the thumbnail, I got a nice result, I can say a decent result from the pin. It's one of my favorites so far, because then we're gonna have clouds, rain again after like 2 days, and then the moon is gonna start to gain brightness, and this is not gonna be really good for the Pinwheel galaxy, which is such a faint object. So I think that tonight it's the last dance of the galaxy season. Pretty sad for me, because I really enjoyed the whole season. I took many pictures of galaxies, but now a new chapter begins, the summer season. Okay, the first frame is always that somehow noisy. You can see here it has these gradients, and then the second frame is always better. So are you planning to image something tonight, or you have you know, cloudy nights, the usual ones? Hello, how are you, mate? Okay, now I'm gonna have to wait some seconds in order to see the second frame, which is always the natural one. I don't know, in the latest projects I have done, the first image, when I start, every time the first image looks like this. It has this noisy stuff, and then the second one is normal. You're gonna see now, and you just have to wait for 40 seconds. So on another news, tonight I observed for the first time in my life the Omega Centauri. If you don't know, here in Greece we don't have that much of the southern part of the night sky, so that means that Omega Centauri is it reaches the maximum which it reaches is about 3 degrees above the horizon, and you can tell that it's pretty hard. I know it's a nice scope. It is quite cheap, I guess. It's affordable and it does a really nice job. I just need to buy a coma corrector, because as you can see here on the edges of the image, the stars are somehow stretched You know, you can see this thing right here. It's called coma, and this is also because the telescope is fast. f5. Thanks, mate. So it's an f5 scope and it needs a coma corrector. I think it costs about 150 euros or something. Let me just check it. Coma corrector, 120 euros. Okay, I guess it's a pretty good deal. And there's also one from Leeuwenhoek, the RAF4, which is dedicated for Newtonian telescopes. I don't know what I'm gonna buy, but when I get the money, then I'm gonna see what's on the market. I don't really like to plan from this time, but if everything goes well, fingers crossed, on September we're gonna have pretty crazy equipment. It's gonna be insane, you know, everything nice. We're gonna have like a coma corrector, of course, a new refractor telescope, a new camera, cooled, and a filter, and many more, which I'll see then. Okay, let me auto stretch the image here. Okay, I think that we're getting pretty nice details from the galaxy. The transparency helps a lot tonight, you can tell. I don't know, since I started the project on M51, the 7 of the 8 nights I've been imaging have the best transparency, like 10 out of 10. The only bad night was the second night Galaxy project. Then all the other nights were like 10 out of 10. And this is very beautiful. And it's also very helpful when it comes to broadband targets, because right now I am shooting unfiltered, and yeah, if you don't have like good dark skies, at least like Bortle 4 or Bortle 5, then you're gonna be in a bad position. But I think that I'm doing pretty nice job here in the Bortle class 4 to 5, and that's just because of the transparency. Now when I finish this one, I am planning to start the summer season ASAP and start by the Ring Nebula. I don't know when I'm gonna start the Ringu Nebula, but I think that when the skies clear up a little bit after the next storm we're gonna have, then I'm gonna start the Ring Nebula and just recreate the old one, which was also very nice. It was the first project I did with the ZWDO ASI 224 MC camera, and right now I'm not pretty sure how I'm gonna take a picture of it. I guess I'm gonna do it with the planetary camera again, but I have the other choice of capturing with the DSLR and just try to get as much light as possible. You know, the Ring Nebula is a very small target. If I go right now to Stellarium, it's gonna take a while, but let me just open it so you can see how small it is with my DSLR and the Newtonian telescope field of view. It's pretty hard at all. Okay, it's loaded, so let me check here. Canon EOS, okay. This is the orientation I have, and let's search here Ring Nebula, or M57 for short. Can you see how small it is? It's totally small. Even if I use like a Barlow lens, 2 times Barlow lens, it's still pretty small. But if I'm gonna use the ZWO ASI camera, you're gonna see that the field of view is way better. It looks way better than the DSLR. I mean, yeah, I can still do some job with the DSLR, but it's gonna be so small, like it's gonna be very hard to see even. But I'm gonna have guiding, which is plus, and of course I'm gonna have a better field of view. But I guess on planetary nebulae it's not very important to have a nice field of view. If only I had a second guiding camera, I would have imaged it with this ZWO camera, but I don't have a second one, sadly. I just have to stick with DSLR the whole summer. But the summer is mostly consisted of large nebulae and stuff, so I don't think I'm gonna have to get through that thing in only 2 targets, the Ring Nebula and the Dumbbell. Which, okay, the Dumbbell Nebula is also, not very small, it's small, but you can still see it, okay? You can get a glimpse, because if you compare it now, wait, I'm gonna go back to the DSLR field of view, and if you compare it with the Dumbbell Nebula, look how much bigger it looks. And if I'm gonna get it with the ASI, it's gonna be very nice, but it's very hard. I need a sec, and if I don't have one, I'm just gonna have to adjust everything with the motor drive hand controller. Like every 5 minutes I'm gonna have to do some small adjustments in order to not lose the target. So I think I'm gonna stick with the DSLR, even if it's gonna look that small. I'm gonna have to stick with that. Now let's see some other targets which are pretty interesting, and yeah, the whole summer season is dedicated for them. So I'm gonna start now with the M6, this one. No, this is the butterfly cluster, yeah. M8 is the lagoon, right? I guess. I have forgotten the numbers. So I'm gonna take a picture of it, not with the Skywatcher, the Newtonian. I'm gonna capture it with the travel scope one. You can see that I'm gonna have a way wider field of view, and I can also get the Trifid Nebula, but I prefer to do it on the Skywatcher telescope because it's gonna be way bigger. I wanna get close-up details on the Trifid. So let's move now to the Trifid so you can have a look too there. Look how nice it's gonna look. It's gonna be the perfect framing, and even if I use the ZWO camera and do some live stacks, it's gonna fit, not totally, but yeah, it's gonna fit somehow. Now let's move to the next target, M16, which is the Eagle Nebula, one of the best targets. And I can say my favorite, no, not my favorite, every favorite, but I guess that this target is in every astronomer's heart, and not only. So you can see the field of view I'm gonna have. So yeah. It looks pretty cool. And if you capture it with the ASI camera, it looks like this. I have taken a picture of it, and the pillars of creation look fantastic. I have seen it on live stacks I did in the past few months. Beautifully. So the next one is the Omega Nebula. The Omega is this one. Yeah, the Omega Nebula is okay. It looks pretty basic, but I really like how the HA is situated on the around of the nebula. This is not one of my favorite. I guess it's pretty basic compared to the other nebulae like the Trifid, the Lagoon and the Eagle, but it's still a very nice target for a DSLR, a modified DSLR. I mean, everything which has hydrogen alpha is good for a modified DSLR. And last year I wanted to take a picture of this region, but it didn't happen. I don't know. It just didn't happen at all. Now the next one, which I wanna take a revenge on, is the Elephant's Rank. I really want to take a revenge on this. My last year's picture was awful. When I say awful, awful, man. The Garnet Star here, yeah. And I'm not gonna capture it this time with the reflector like I did last year, but with the travel scope. It's gonna be way better. I'm gonna have a better overall look on the nebulosity, and I think that it's gonna be fantastic. So another one which I'm pretty excited for is the Iris Nebula. And you can tell why, dust around it. And if I am gonna visit this Portal 3 location, the dust is gonna be way stronger, and I'm gonna get very nice details on that. I just need to have the right location and the right equipment, of course. But the Iris is, I guess, pretty nice. It has very nice details around it, of course the dust, as I said before, and if you do a pretty how we say it, adjustments on the processing, you're gonna be careful not to blow out the core and all this stuff, because the core is very bright. You just have to do small adjustments and be careful on the processing. Now on the next one, which is the Veil Nebula. I mostly want to do on the Western Veil Nebula, but you can see here the East one. I don't know with which scope I'm gonna get it, but with whichever telescope I'm gonna get it, I just have to do it right, not to do anything fast. And here there are many nebulae. You can see this one, the North American Nebula, another very beautiful. The Southern region, the Tulip Nebula, which I'm gonna get with the Skywatcher 150p telescope. And the Crescent Nebula, very beautiful for me. Even if you have a filter, with O3 narrowband filter, then you're gonna get the best details out of this. You're gonna see the blues around the nebula. It's gonna be very beautiful. Sadly, I'm not gonna get it with a dual narrowband filter. It's gonna be very late, too late, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that and continue with that. Let me have a look here in the comments of some of my latest videos. We were also very close to hitting 1.3k, so if you shared this live stream or my channel generally, it's gonna be very helpful. And then we're gonna slowly go to, to 2k, which is very distant target right now, but I think it's the right job. You took a very beautiful picture of the Eastern Veil Nebula. If you watch this live stream, thank you a lot, Universe Archives. Okay. And another comment. That's cool, okay. Thanks. Okay, you can see here, you can also see the HII regions of the Pinwheel Galaxy. I'm not pretty sure if I would get that with the unmodified DSLR I had back then, but it's still very cool, Let's have a look here. Now I have to move to Instagram because I have some comments there too. If you don't follow me there, I have a link on the description. Okay. My internet connection is so slow right now. Okay. Now I have the last one here. Okay. And we're very close on hitting 3.8k followers on Instagram. We have grown very fast. Oh, the battery is 30% for an adapter, which you just attach to the DSLR, and it has a permanent battery, but I didn't receive it neither yesterday nor today, sadly. I hope I'm gonna get it in the next few days. It's really important, and I also have ordered a microphone because I can't do the proper job without it. So on the next videos we're gonna have better better sound, because I'm gonna get this microphone finally. I know you were very tired with the non-microphone videos because I was still talking very loud and it still didn't hear me. This is pretty bad, but now I think problem solved, I guess, but we're gonna see. And I also bought a Bachtinov mask for reflector. It's pretty important to reach the perfect focus. Like, come on, I just started. Like, come on, I just started the live stream and we have clouds. Seriously. Let me check seriously. Let me check the satellite just very fast. It said that the clouds would arrive about 2 a.m., 1 a.m. But 1.5 hour earlier is crazy. It's crazy. I just don't want to shut the stream 30 minutes after I started it. Sadly, we have clouds, and they are too many. Sadly, yeah, right here. Come on. It's like the last night of imaging here on generally the Galaxy season, and right now I have to get through this. That's very bad. Hello mate, how are you? As you can see here, the clouds didn't do their job tonight to just get out of my way, but they said that, and seriously right now I'm days here. I don't know if 10 hours are enough for this target, but at least right now I am pretty satisfied with the result, even in I knew this was pretty good to be real, but now this is the beginning of the end, I can say. And why? Because then we're gonna have rain for the next 3 to 4 days, which is not good. At least on Friday, is it gonna be like clear? The only thing I want, just to get these last data on this target. Let's go. Friday is gonna be 30 of May. Okay, the moon is gonna have an illumination of 18%. I think I'm gonna be able to image at around June 1st, which means that June 1st is what day? Sunday. Okay, something's gonna happen. I'm gonna have clear night. These mosquitoes. I'm gonna have a clear night on Friday. It's gonna be partly cloudy. On Saturday it's gonna be clear, and this is gonna be the same on Sunday. I don't know if it's gonna be helpful at all, but I'm gonna have to wait. Don't move on the western direction. The wind has direct north or northwest, and yeah, the clouds are just moving to the south or southeastern. And if I can see here, the Pinwheel Galaxy is still very high. I hope that the clouds are not gonna get the target. At least just I want them to pass by the west, not reach the Pinwheel Galaxy. I just want to collect nice data so I can work with well, And if the night sky remains clear on the Friday, on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna get the final data, because I believe that with 10 that I am a psychopath, because I am literally talking to the clouds. But I guess I'm justified because I'm an astrophotographer. Yeah. This is white, literally. It's a pain on the back. Απλά μην πλησιάζεται, όχι εδώ. I just have to many of them, and I don't know where they come from. If everything goes well and the clouds will be clear, I'm gonna do the next one on this Friday. So thank you a lot again, and clear skies.